Let the triggering begin. Donald Trump named Time Person of the Year. The meltdown has been spectacular. But on top of that, he has now indicated that he will be freeing all J6 prisoners ASAP. And Mark Zuckerberg made a very spicy donation that is upsetting a lot of people on both the left and the right because it appears he's trying to buy favor or power. Of course he is. That's what Mark Zuckerberg does. That's what he's always done. I hope Trump just takes his money and then investigates Facebook anyway because of the wild censorship that they've imposed. Let's take a look at all this. By the way, today only, our gift box custom builder is 15% off. To get it in time for Christmas, you want to order by Sunday, but today it's 15% off with promo code GIFT15. You get to build your own custom gift box from all of our coffee selections, but also if they don't like coffee, we have premium organic tea. We have real cacao cocoa. We also have premium snacks like chocolate-covered espresso beans, peppermint bark, toffee, and so much more. So even if they're not a coffee head, you can build the perfect gift box that comes ready and packed beautifully to give. So if you need a couple gift ideas, family, friends, pick up a couple today. 15% off. It's the last time. By the way, the last day to order is December 16th. But you might as well save some money today. We're also putting out, okay, mainstream media, but also Hitler, Time Person of the Year. I mean, what's wild? In this edition, they sliced and diced him with articles full of sarcasm and insults. We'll see how the Person of the Year treats him. This year, this is his Person of the Year. I'm sorry. This is when he won presidency in 2016, 2017. You know, here you have the meltdown from the Krasen scenes. Time has a long history of featuring both heroes and villains on its cover. Congrats to Trump for being named Person of the Year. The real question is, does he fall into good person or bad person category? I mean, first of all, meltdown much? Krasen scene? Aren't you the guy that said that you thought it was totally okay for, to be in the buff around kids or something like that? Here is some more unhinged hearsay. Goes how it started, his mugshot, classic mugshot, by the way, how it's going. The second time he has held this honor, Person of the Year, was 2016. And as you might expect, the wokies are not taking it well. Liar, convicted felon, groomer, pedo, ruined America on his first term. But but Time thinks he's Person of the Year? What an absolute joke. Basically everything he mentioned there is completely unfounded. Of course, Barbara Othmer writes, I have canceled my subscription. Having him as Person of the Year once was bad enough. But two, I guarantee you this woman does not subscribe to Time Magazine. If this woman can prove that she subscribes to Time Magazine and send me proof, I will pay for her subscription next year. I don't believe it. Pastor Ben, Time is a loop. He's a bad guy Trump is literally Hitler. Regardless of the person, this is a terrifying move, man. When people talk about normalizing fascism, this is exactly what they're talking about. This is just from Twitter. Can you imagine what's going on Blue Sky? Could you imagine just for a moment what's going on Blue Sky? Donald Trump does not deserve to be Time Magazine's Person of the Year because of the dangerous impact he had on democracy. His actions, including undermining trust in the electoral process, he poses a serious threat to democracy. Okay, we had better people, but decided to go with the convicted felon. He's not a felon. CNN, meanwhile, full of coping and seething. Check out the wording of this passage. Despite the magazine's dwindling circulation, Time's Persons of the Year remains an annual cultural touchstone and distinction as becomes an obsession of sorts for Trump throughout the years. A Time cover naming him Person of the Year in 2009 hung in several of his golf clubs. The Washington Post reported nearly a decade later, there is no such issue ever printed. Ooh, dwindling readership. Is CNN really going to take a shot at somebody for dwindling leadership and or viewership? Not exactly the take I would take. Time really isn't relevant anyway. And Trump is full of himself, so who cares? Come on, wokies, I know it's hard for you to laugh, but appreciate this poetic moment. The guy was indicted multiple times, took a bullet to the face, then got a job at McDonald's, became a president of America, and is now the person of the year. I mean, yeah, I'd agree that is quite the Cinderella story. Time Person of the Year, Donald Trump gives savage 3-word takedown of Kamala Harris's failed presidential campaign. Interesting. Donald Trump's savage President Harris's failed White House bid in Time Person of the Year interview, saying her biggest mistake was taking the job at all. The president-elect, who was given the magazine's lofty title Thursday, said Harris' campaign was doomed from the start because you have to do what you're actually good at. Trump said he believes it also cost her the election to neglect to reach a wider audience on the campaign trail by speaking to streamers and podcasters such as Joe Rogan, as he did when she wouldn't talk to anybody. It shone a light on her. You know, she didn't do anything. People said, is there something wrong with her? Why would they? I mean, I'm doing this interview with you. I did interviews. If I had the time, anybody would ask, I'd do interviews, he said. I think the Joe Rogan interview, went on for almost 3.5 hours. Trump was declared the magazine's 2024 Person of the Year on Thursday after his stunning political comeback, which the magazine described as unparalleled in American history. Here you have Time Magazine, Meltdown, Total Meltdown, Time of the Year. Nobody, or Person of the Year. It just proves, now we can all have a laugh at the evolution of Times covers from their meltdown, total meltdown, fake news to Person of the Year. I mean, it's wild. It's wild to me. Here we have Meta donates. Oh, by the way, Zuckerberg, even bending the knee. Meta donates $1 million to Trump's inaugural fund. Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, has donated $1 million to President-elect Donald Trump's inaugural fund. A spokesperson for the social media giant has confirmed the news was first reported by the Wall Street Journal. People are melting down about this too. Trump was, of course, removed from Facebook back on J6 2021. The company restored his account in early 2023, but with certain guardrails. In July, those restrictions were lifted by Meta. Trump has combined 65 million followers on Facebook and Instagram. In August, Zuckerberg submitted a letter to Congress claiming that the Biden administration in 2021 repeatedly pressured our teams to monitor and censor certain COOF content, including humor and satire. He called the government pressure wrong and said that he would push back against any similar efforts in the future, but he didn't then. He didn't then. He didn't push back against it then. Of course, now we have some breaking news on J6. We're breaking down Donald Trump on pardons of J6 prisoners. We're going to do it very quickly, and we're going to start within the first hour. Have you decided whether or not you're going to pardon all the J6 defendants? Yes. You're going to do all of them. I'm going to do a case by case. And if they were non-violent, I think they've been greatly punished. And the answer is I will be doing that. Yes. I'm going to look if there were some that were really out of control. We're going to look at each individually case. We're going to do it very quickly, and it's going to start in the very first hour that I get into office. And a vast majority of them should not be in jail. A vast majority of them, should not be in jail, and they've suffered gravely. And I say, why is it in Portland and many other places, Minneapolis, why is it that nothing happened with them? And they actually caused death and destruction at the levels not seen before. He's talking about the summer of love there, I assume. So if you take a look at what happened in Seattle, you look at people die, you had a lot of death, nothing happened, and these people have been treated very, very badly. Yes, it's an important issue for me. They suffered greatly, and in many cases, they should not have suffered. Day one. I mean, to be honest with you, I agree with this take. At first I was like, pardon all of them. But, if there was some weird case where somebody was like, beating up people or something like that, I would argue that they've probably, they've probably served enough time But if they did something really, really bad, okay, fine. They probably don't. They probably don't need to be serving in federal prison. Zuckerberg, Time Magazine, all bending the knee. What does it mean? Well, it's difficult to say. You know, the COPE, if we look at X, you know, for Person of the Year, I suppose Blue Sky is a better mine now. I had to create a fake account over there, basically, so I could mine for salt. You can see Trump as Person of the Year, bow down. Time picked the right Person of the Year, but the wrong cover. Yeah, he should have picked that one probably. Or the fight one. They tried everything to take down Trump. 2 attempts on his life, 34 felonies, 2 impeachments, arrested, 4 indictments. Now he's the Person of the Year. I mean, absolutely based. Donald Trump, Person of the Year. Liberals melt down into a slurry of regret, paranoia, and conspiratorial nonsense. If we look at actual Time Magazine's tweet, you know, Person of the Century. Oh no, now the angry libs who have never read Time Magazine before are going to threaten to cancel their subscriptions. Of course. How it started versus how it's going. You know, hell no. Imagine idolizing this man. I mean, they literally put a snowflake in their bio. I don't know what else to say. I don't care what you think, but she deserves it more. What? She's fake, and she had her neck completely photoshopped. Then, of course, Person of the Year. People praising their creepy Luigi. F you, Time, for putting this disgusting criminal on the cover. I'm canceling my subscription. Probably not. Probably don't actually have one. So the salt is great. Feel free to mine some today. Don't take in too much, though. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like on it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe or follow down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.